Welcome back, dear children. So in the last video, we have discussed about upthrust, isn't it? So what is upthrust? It is the force exerted in the upward direction by a liquid or a fluid when a body is partially or wholly immersed in it, isn't it? Now, the next one is an equation for upthrust. So its mathematical proof and derivation is given. We don't want that. Okay. Mathematical proof and derivation to get upthrust is given in the textbook. We don't want to study the mathematical proof. It is not there in our syllabus. You have to study just the equation. Which letter is used to represent upthrust? It is FB. FB stands for upthrust. And I'll tell you what is the equation for upthrust or buoyant force. It is given by the equation VDG. So, you should be thorough with this equation. Upthrust is equal to VDG. Now, we will check what all these things represent. First one is capital V. So, what does V stands for? If it is small v, normally we will take it as velocity. Capital V means it will be volume. So, here V is the volume of the immersed part of the body. When you are putting a body in a liquid or a fluid, how much volume of that body is immersed in that is considered as V. So if you simply write V as volume, you won't get the mark. V is the volume of the immersed part of the body. So if you are considering a body floating with some part of the body under water and some part above it, here V stands for only the volume of the body which is immersed in the liquid. Now D, what is D? Density. So this is the density of the liquid. So now we are just speaking about the liquids. That's why I told about liquid. Actually this comes in the case of the entire fluid. So, V is the volume of the immersed part of the body. D is the density of the liquid. And what is G? G is acceleration due to gravity at the given place. So, is it clear? Now itself by heart this equation. Upthrust. FB is equal to VDG. V is the volume of the immersed part of the body. D is the density of the liquid. And G is the acceleration due to gravity. Now, can you tell me what is the equation for density? Density is equal to mass by volume, isn't it? Density is mass by volume. And from here, what is mass? Density into volume. So, look here. VD, volume into density. So, instead of volume and density, what can I write? M, then G. Is it clear? Density is mass by volume. So, from here, mass is equal to density into volume. Now, we can have another doubt here. Volume means we have considered the volume of the immersed part of the body, but density is the density of the liquid. So, if one is about the solid and one is about the liquid, how can we write it as M? So, is it wrong? It's not wrong. Volume of the immersed part of the body is same as the volume of the liquid displaced by the body. Okay? Just take a beaker. Fill it completely with water. Now you put a stone or an object into it. So what happens? This object has or object needs some volume to occupy, isn't it? So when this object is immersed into the beaker, some water will spill out. Because why? That stone needs some volume or space to occupy. The volume of the stone will be same as the volume of the liquid displaced by the stone. Okay. ഒരു സ്റ്റോണിനെ നമ്മൾ ബീക്കർ ഫുൾ ആയിട്ട് ഒരു ബീക്കറിൽ ഫുൾ വാട്ടർ എടുത്തിട്ട് അതിലേക്ക് ഒരു സ്റ്റോണിനെ ഇടുവാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ സം part of the water will get spilled out. എത്ര വെള്ളമാണ് പുറത്തേക്ക് പോവുക? ഈ സ്റ്റോണിന് ഇരിക്കാൻ എത്രത്തോളം സ്ഥലം വേണം അത്രയും വെള്ളമാണ് പുറത്തേക്ക് പോവുക. Isn't it? So the volume of the immersed body will be same as the volume of the liquid displaced. എത്ര പുറത്തേക്ക് പോയി. Isn't it? So same thing. Here I told it is the volume of the immersed part of the body. Instead of that you can say volume of the liquid displaced. So when an object is immersed or dropped into water, that much water will be spilled out. ആ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റിന്റെ വോളിയത്തിന് ഈക്വൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള വാട്ടർ വിൽ സ്പിൽ ഔട്ട്. ഓക്കെ, സോ വോളിയം ഓഫ് ദ ലിക്വിഡ് ഡിസ്പ്ലേസ്ഡ് ബൈ ദ ബോഡി ഇൻടു ഡെൻസിറ്റി ഓഫ് ദ ലിക്വിഡ്. So we are considering about the same liquid. Volume into density, that is why I got the mass. Okay, now what is mg? Mass into acceleration due to gravity is the weight. Okay, so upthrust is equal to weight of the liquid displaced by the immersed part of the body. So we can give these three equations for upthrust. First one is VdG. Then we can say it as mg or weight. Or in general what you can say, upthrust is the weight of the liquid displaced by the immersed part of the body. Okay, weight of the liquid displaced by the immersed or submerged part of the body. So is it clear about the equations? You just study these two equations. Upthrust is equal to VdG, then upthrust is equal to weight of the liquid. How much liquid will be displaced, which is equal to the volume of the immersed part of the body. So upthrust is equal to weight of the liquid displaced by the immersed part of the body. Now from this, which are the factors on which upthrust depends? Acceleration due to gravity will be same at a given place. So upthrust depends on two factors. Which are they? Volume of the immersed part of the body as well as density of the liquid. So keep these 2 points in your mind. Upthrust depends on two factors. It is the volume of the immersed part of the body as well as density of the liquid. This is what we learned in the characteristics of upthrust. If the volume of the immersed part of the body is more, upthrust is more. If the density of the liquid is more, upthrust is more. Same thing comes in the equation also. Okay, so is it clear? Now, the next one is about the effects of upthrust. Do you know what is the effect of upthrust? Due to upthrust, weight loss takes place. Okay, weightlessness is the effect of upthrust. So I can give you a simple example. When you are drawing water from a well, once the bucket is completely immersed in water, and then when you are pulling the rope, will you feel some weight there? Have you drawn water from a well? So if you have well, you just try drawing some water from the well. So first we'll put the bucket into the well, and once the bucket is completely immersed in the water, okay, then for what we'll do, we'll be pulling the rope in the downward direction. So at first when you pull the rope in the downward direction, we won't feel any weight. Actually we have the bucket full of water, but once the bucket is under water, we won't feel any weight. But when it comes out of water, then it will be difficult to pull water. Pull the rope. Okay, not water, pull the rope downward. At that time, we will feel the weight. So what is the difference here? What is the reason? When the bucket with water is completely immersed in water, water is exerting upthrust in the upward direction. Buoyant force is exerted in the upward direction. Somebody is pushing the object in the upward direction so that it won't be difficult for us to pull the rope. But when the bucket comes above the water surface, we have air, and air is also exerting upthrust, but it is less compared to that of liquid. So we will feel the weight there. Okay. So this is the effect of upthrust. Did you understand? Weightlessness. Actually, weight is there, but we won't feel the weight. Once the bucket is underwater, we won't feel the weight due to upthrust. It doesn't mean that there is no weight for the bucket with water. It has weight, but if it is completely immersed in a liquid, the liquid is exerting upthrust in the upward direction, and as a result of this, we won't feel weight. So is it clear about the effect of upthrust? What is the effect of upthrust? We feel weightlessness. Okay. Now, the next one is about the Archimedes principle. Have you heard about Archimedes? And which word will come to our mind if we hear the word Archimedes? Do you know? Eureka. So you can check what does it mean. Okay. So here we are going to learn about Archimedes principle. Once you are thorough with upthrust and its equation, then Archimedes principle came there. Okay. So Archimedes principle states that when a body is partially or wholly immersed in a liquid, it experiences an upthrust, which is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by the body. So what we learned about upthrust, same thing is made into a principle here. Okay. So once again, when we are immersing a body in a liquid, it can be either partially or completely. Okay. So when a body is immersed in a liquid, then the body experiences an upthrust, and this upthrust will be equal to what? Weight of the liquid displaced by the body. Already I told you, when you are putting a body in a liquid, this body has some or has volume. It needs some space to occupy. So this body will displace some amount or amount of water which is equal to its volume. So upthrust will be equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by the immersed part of the body, and this is known as Archimedes principle. So once again, according to Archimedes principle, when a body is partially or wholly immersed in a liquid, it experiences an upward force which is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by the body. Is it clear? Now we have experimental verification of Archimedes principle. It is not there in our syllabus, so no, I'm not moving to that. Okay, we don't want the experimental verification. Archimedes principle is important, but experimental verification is not needed. Now the next portion is needed, that is about the sinking and floating based on density. What you learned earlier, same thing is repeating here. So you are considering an object immersed in a liquid. Now, if the weight of the body, not weight, here we are discussing about the density. If the density of the body is greater than the density of the liquid, what happens? If the density of the body is greater than the density of the liquid, the body will sink. Okay, so here the density of the body is greater than the density of the liquid, so the body sinks. Now the second one, density of the body is equal to the density of the liquid. So what happens? The body floats with entire portion of the body under water or below the water surface. if density of the body is less than density of the liquid. Then what happens? The body floats with some part of the body below the water surface and some part above the water surface. So this is how we can say about floating and sinking on the basis of density. So once again, when the density of a body is greater than the density of the liquid in which it is immersed, the body will sink. If the density of the body is equal to the density of the liquid, the body will float with entire portion of the body under the water surface. If the density of the body is less than the density of the liquid, then the body will float with some part of the body above the water surface and some part below the water surface. So is it clear? Okay. So with this we completed this section. Here from this section you don't want to consider experimental verification of Archimedes principle and mathematical expression. Already I told you the mathematical proof in order to get the equation for upthrust. Those two things are not needed. So don't go through those things. The rest you have to study. And I told you no need to write the question answers from this. Instead of that, what you can do, write the lecture notes. Okay. So thank you children.